So, can you ride after 50? And of course you can. Just got to take a little bit more precautions because your head isn't as smart as your body, I guess. Your head thinks you can do it, but your body takes a little bit longer to rebound. So, got me thinking, you know, who do I ride with that is over 50 and is in really good shape? And I had a great opportunity to interview a couple people and pick their brains on how they stay fit and what they do to condition their bodies. And I hope you enjoy the interviews. Take care. Hey guys, so I'm here with a good riding buddy of mine, Doug Stewart, and he just came out with the book, right Doug?
Right.
And can you tell us about your book?
Sure, it's called Step in the Right Direction, and the idea is that it addresses mechanics, because our general medical system, our healthcare professionals usually look at the biology. It's called medicine because it deals with biology and chemistry and physiology, but very few people look at mechanics. And so that's been my background. And essentially, sore joints, arthritic joints, sore knees, hips, it's not because you lack drugs, which is typically the solution. It's because you're doing something, you're imbalanced, you're walking, you're sleeping, you're sitting, you're running in a way that over time creates this problem. And so if you go to release your tight muscles as a result of being imbalanced, you're dealing with the effect. If you take a drug to deal with the pain in your low back, and your low back is in pain because your pelvis is twisted, or your feet are out, or your neck's out, you're masking the symptom, and the symptoms are actually good feedback to tell you to do something else. So our system, in my mind, is, you'd almost say it's dangerous in as much as taking away feedback that would otherwise motivate you to do something different doesn't lead you in the right direction. And so the book is about, you know, I mean, it's really simple. Essentially, mechanics, it's about you stand well and then you move with ease.
Okay.
That's it. And then it's like 400 pages long about how to do that.
Okay, Doug. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? 72.
72, yeah.
And how long have you been mountain biking?
Well, only since I was 47.
Okay.
Which is interesting, because, you know, when you start something at 47, I still don't feel totally comfortable. It's not like second nature. You know, people who've done BMX or something when they're younger, what a huge advantage. I mean,
right.
because you have a feel, you have the balance, you can jump, you can do it, everything, whatever. So I still, anyway, I'm careful.
You're careful.
Yeah. But the truth is, I like to work out hard. I like to ride up hills. It's fun. I always have.
Okay.
So.
Well, you know, you still don't feel comfortable. You're still faster than 99% of the people out here at your age.
Thank you.
A lot faster than me.
Yeah, well, not really, but thanks. Yeah.
And what does your diet consist of?
Well, you know, it's interesting. My general philosophy is we're humans. And humans are not that different than the humans of 10,000 years ago.
Okay.
Now, 10,000 years ago, we became humans, or whatever, when we became humans, as a result of living in an environment that consisted of food that's very different than today's environment. And essentially, we'd eat something, and then we'd have to take a rest. We couldn't go to the supermarket and every day have the same wheat cereal or bread or whatever. And so I vary my diet. I try to look at things that are natural. You know, certainly in my mind, putting poisons on food is not a way to be healthy.
Right.
And we put poisons on food to kill the bugs, and then we give it artificial fertilizers that are not natural.
Okay.
But they make the big companies a lot of money. You know, the oil companies that produce the fertilizers and the pesticide companies. And unfortunately, a lot of the way we do things is the result of making money for somebody. The big companies, they spend the money in marketing and advertising, and they convince you to eat whatever.
Right.
Now, one of the, you know, wheat, I mentioned wheat. anything that you eat a lot of. Anyway, I try to vary my diet because if you eat a lot of anything, it tends to overwhelm your immune system. And once you overwhelm your immune system, you tend to have autoimmune problems,
Right.
you know, which could manifest in a rash, or you can't breathe that well, or there are all kinds of things. It's like you'll be more likely to get this virus that's going around today because your immune system can't resist. So we try and eat organic food, and we try and avoid the things that have not been in our evolutionary past, like wheat.
Uh-huh.
Wheat is not something that we've had. In fact, wheat was developed because it was disease resistant.
Okay.
And so, I mean, in general, we didn't eat much grasses. We ate a little bit of protein and a little bit of fruits and nuts and stuff like that, whatever was available.
Right.
But it was in season too. So
Okay.
we try and eat in season. One of the challenges with sugar, it's the only thing that will cause a baby to suckle at the mother's breast. And so if you put sugar in something, you go, wow, that tastes wonderful. It's a natural response to sugar. Now, sugar happens to be very cheap, and so it's a very easy way to sell a product. You put sugar in everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, so...
And it, you know, a lot of people will say it tastes better, right?
Oh, well, it does.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, sugar is the only thing that... And the other thing, it's interesting that sugar in the wild, in a natural environment, actually helps you decide whether something is poisonous or not. Because if it's sweet, the chances are it's not a bad food.
Okay.
But the difference is that in the wild, it didn't have the sugar that we have today.
Right.
I mean, the average American eats a third of a pound of sugar every day.
Wow.
Third of a pound every day. And that's like in all of the foods, the ketchups and, you know, the ice creams, obviously, and whatever.
Sodas.
The sodas, yeah. But a third of the pound, if you took that from a natural source, say sugarcane, that's 10 pounds of sugarcane.
Oh,
now,
man.
imagine, first of all, finding you know, a field of sugarcane,
Yeah.
and then going and being given the right to like cut down 10 pounds of it and then chewing it. That would take you all day and your jaw would be really tired.
Right.
But even if you did that, that would be better than eating the sugar today, because that contains enzymes and molasses. It contains a less refined sugar.
Okay.
We essentially take the white sugar out of the sugar cane and refine it, so it's like third of a pound versus 10 pounds. And the general kind of philosophy that I have in life is that if you do things that are too concentrated, you get in trouble. Because in our evolutionary past, you know, 10,000 years ago, you couldn't do that.
Wow.
You could never eat the same thing every day. You could never run on the same hard surface. You could never eat this, you know, it's just, you couldn't do the same thing. And so the stress rest paradigm that works well for people is something that we have evolved in.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, how important is mental health to you?
Mental health.
Yes.
Well, it's interesting you asked that. I mean, we live in a time when I was finding biking a bit tiring today. You know, this COVID thing and the approach to killing of people in our society. And it just seems like the energy, I've just been getting a little tired.
Okay.
And I almost think that I have to pay less attention in order to, it's a fine line. If you don't pay attention, you don't know how to react, you don't know what's happening. And
Right.
so you gotta pay attention, but at the same time, if you're too concerned, it gets difficult. I have a friend who was a lawyer in LA, and he just tried to help people who didn't have much money, and he became overwhelmed and he killed himself.
Oh man,
Because
that's not good.
No, but it's just there's so much going on in the world.
Right.
It's difficult to create a society that is just, and it's, you know, largely because there's so much money involved.
Right.
You know, I was looking at New Zealand and how they've done a good job with their coronavirus thing. In fact, I don't think they have. They might, but they don't seem to have any cases anymore. And they shut down the country. They got everybody to stay inside. Everybody wore masks. I mean, there's a lot of cooperation. Now, there are only 4 million people. And as a society, they are willing to work together a lot more than in the United States.
Okay.
In the United States, it's like our response to anything has now become politicized.
Right. Hey guys, so I'm here with Karen St.Geramin. She's one of the people that got me really involved in mountain biking. I started joining their rides, what, about 1.5 years ago?
Yeah.
And this is Karen right here. And she really got me refocused and retrained on how to ride a bike properly, right? So Karen, can you tell me your age?
I'm 57.
57.
Yeah.
And how long have you been mountain biking?
5 years.
5 years.
Yep.
Okay. And what does your diet consist of?
So I am pretty strict paleo with the exception of carbs.
Okay.
A few starchy carbs just because I have a high metabolism.
Okay.
And all the riding I do, it helps me a lot to have those starchy carbs on board.
Okay.
Gives me that little bit of extra energy.
So do you eat anything before or after you ride for recovery or pre-workout?
Yeah, so I pretty much stay to just good high protein and good high fat.
High fat.
The fat seems to be the big thing for me, and it's simple stuff like an avocado, you know, a big handful of almonds.
Okay.
You know, bacon. I fry up 1.5 pounds of bacon a week.
Oh, wow.
And I'll bring bacon, 2 slices today. I had 2 slices of bacon.
Okay.
Cold, right out the fridge, half
Okay.
an avocado, and I'll have the energy I need for tonight's ride.
Okay.
And then after workout, I just protein load.
A lot of protein.
A lot of protein.
Okay.
Yep.
Any supplements?
You know, I take the branch chained amino acids.
Okay.
You know, the BCAAs before, during, and after. Helps for recovery.
Right.
I don't really notice that it gives me a boost of energy,
Okay.
although it claims that it can. I've heard people say that it does.
Okay.
But aside from that, no, everything else I'm getting from my diet.
So other than mountain biking, what other workouts do you do?
So I do twice a week. I just do some simple, you know, weight workout, so to speak, with my own body weight.
Okay.
Push-ups, sit-ups, do a lot of core. Core helps me out a lot on the bike.
Okay.
And it just helps for my overall, you know, good fitness.
Okay.
And then hiking and some trail running.
Okay.
Yep. So,
Wow, that's a lot of workouts. So
Yeah.
so would you say you're active 5 days a week, 6 days a week?
Yeah, 5 for sure. Yeah.
5 days a week for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
Okay. And do you do any type of stretching before or after your workout?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Every single morning I have a stretching regimen. It takes about 10 minutes.
Okay. What's
So
that
it's-
consist of?
So it's good stretch. Some yoga poses.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'll do some yoga poses just to get a good nice stretch through my back,
Okay.
my hips. Then I'll do muscle stretches.
Okay.
You know, so I work on my legs, my quads, and just give myself time to loosen my body up.
Okay.
The majority of any problems that I might have would be in my low back.
Okay.
So I make sure that I give myself time to get a good stretch through the low back.
The lower back.
Yeah.
All right.
And, the morning stretch usually is good enough. In
And
the
that'll
evening-
last you all day?
It lasts me all day, and in the evening I might get home if I do a really strenuous ride or something.
Uh-huh.
Then I'll do some stretches after a nice hot shower.
Okay.
before I go to bed.
And do your does your months change depending on the racing season? Or is it pretty consistent all year long?
No, it does change.
Okay. Can you tell everybody what type of racing you do?
Yeah, so I do the quick and dirty mountain bike racing.
Okay.
During the summer, they have a summer series.
Uh-huh.
We hope, fingers crossed,
Right.
that we'll be racing towards the end of July.
Okay.
And it's pretty much a fast track. It's quick, 7 to 8 mile loop around Lake Hodges, and my category, I do 2 loops.
Okay.
And it's an absolute adrenaline rush.
Right.
And it really keeps me motivated and focused.
Okay.
Right now I'm back in my training regimen.
Okay.
So every time I'm on my bike, there's a purpose. There's purpose, and I'm not doing any trail running because trail running taxes my quads out too much.
Okay.
So no more trail running until after the season.
Right.
And it's awesome. The camaraderie there, the feel of the venue, the hype of just the excitement of getting out there and racing.
Oh, there's
and
nothing like it.
nothing like it at all.
Right.
You know, and racing in an open category of women means that I'm racing against 30-something-year-olds.
Okay.
And
you're holding your own, right?
well, I manage.
How'd you do last season?
I managed. I was fortunate enough to get podium a couple of times.
Okay.
Then the overall series, it's based on points.
Okay.
and I was able to place second. So
Nice.
I was super stoked.
There you go.
It's an incentive.
Good
so
job.
Now, this year I definitely want to see the podium a couple more times.
Okay.
So
That's awesome, Karen.
Yeah.
Good job.
thanks.
How important is mental health to you?
It's huge.
Okay.
It's very important. Funny you ask that. I'll share a little bit. I've had bouts and serious issues with mental health.
Okay.
It's not nearly the stigma it used to be, but mountain biking has been like a lifeline for me.
Okay.
A lifeline. Anytime anything just gets a little overwhelming, I get on my bike. You know, the camaraderie of the fellow bikers, you know, the friendships that I've made through mountain biking, and just the amount of activity, being outside, everything that is on the prescription list for self-care for mental health issues, I'm doing it through the mountain bike.
That's amazing.
And it has really been amazing. I've been able to bring the dose of my medicine down substantially.
That's huge,
And
right?
it's been for that 5 years that I've been riding a bike.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is absolutely huge. And during COVID, you know, with a lot of seclusion and stuff,
Right.
you know, being able to get out on my bike,
Okay.
even just riding on the Strand, because you know all parks were closed and
Right.
stuff. Still being able to get out there three times a week.
Just staying active, right?
That's
the
it.
goal.
Outside, fresh air.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what advice do you give to a new rider, someone over 50 that's thinking about or contemplating riding?
Do it.
Do it.
Just do it.
Okay.
Get out here and do it. You know, if I can shamelessly plug.
Okay, so we're talking about the group ride.
So it's a meetup group specifically geared to new riders.
Okay.
So people who have a bike for the first time, they don't know much about their bike, or they just need to get their fitness up, or they don't know the trails, but it's geared to beginners.
Okay.
I'm not so far away from being a beginner, and I remember all so well when I came out here to ride for the first time, I knew nothing, and I didn't have a group that was slow enough for me.
Okay.
So that's what this group is about. So I would encourage anyone that, you know, wants to get on a bike, or maybe you've got it in the garage and it's collecting dust, you know, blow the dust off, come on out here.
Right.
Because there's just nothing better than this. And the
Absolutely.
people you meet really seals the deal. Just great people, super nice, everybody's friendly, there's no egos out here,
Right.
It's just a wonderful, friendly group of people, and these trails are for everybody. There's easy stuff, there's hard stuff. You could challenge yourself, you could work out, you can advance, you could stay at it, just a nice, easy little pace around the mesa.
Right.
But you're out here with great people, and you're staying fit.
And how can they find the ride?
It is on Meetup.
Okay.
It's under mountain bike workouts.
Okay.
And it will be specifically, there'll be 3 of them listed, and it's the beginner mountain bike workout.
Okay. And how can somebody get a hold of you?
You can message me through there.
Through the meetup
Through
group?
the meetup group. You
Okay.
can feel free to message me there, and I'll be more than happy to reach back out to you. And you know, if we want to continue a dialogue, I don't have any problem with, you know, going into a text mode with you.
Okay.
And you know, I welcome everyone. This has made a huge change in my life. Another plug I'll make, if I may, is San Diego Mountain Bike Association.
Absolutely. I was going to ask you that next.
I became a member of that when I first started riding. They advocate for trails. These trails don't become accessible to trail users, especially mountain bikers, just by magic. There's a lot of advocating that goes on, and I got involved with that group, and I became their volunteer coordinator, and we do wonderful events for kids, and we do rides, and we do big festivals, and you know, awesome stuff. And that's the other place that I have found such camaraderie and connection and stuff with really great people. So San Diego Mountain Bike Association,
Okay.
SDMBA.com. Check them out. They got maps of all the different trails in the area. They're a great information source.
Okay.
And I encourage you to, you know, take a look at that as well.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, Karen. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Shane.
And we're going to see you on the trails for sure, right?
Absolutely. I hope to see everybody out there.
Okay, everybody. So the links to all Karen's information and the meetup group will be on the link down below. So check it out. The more people that come out, the better. Have a good day, and let's keep riding.